So, passing thought and fleeting tip for the day. I was in a Facebook business group and I was having a conversation where someone had asked about organizing their business, really basic, simple questions. And if you've done this a few times, then these are the things that you just kind of go down the checklist. You don't have to reinvent the wheel in order to know how to do. And there was a fella who resides in Europe, and he was giving some advice, and it caught my interest. I actually had to step in because it really wasn't the best advice a person could give. It was intuitive advice, but it really wasn't, in my experience of years and years of doing business, it wasn't the best. And what that was the person who was asking the question was interested in knowing about how to organize their business and where they go to start following the steps. And so one of the resources that you can do is that your region, depending on where you live, this is probably, it probably stands for the UK and Europe as well as the United States, but here in the United States, if you don't know what the rules are about organizing your business and how you file, it's no problem at all to call the city clerk down at your town hall and call the city tax office to ask them what requirements are needed in order for you to be legally running your business from your home. Depending on what it is that you're doing, there could be all sorts of rules and restrictions, and sometimes those rules are partitioned down into not only the town, but the city limits of where you are in the town. So one of the things that you can do and you want to do at the town hall is you want to register a DBA, a doing business as declaration. And you do this down at your city clerk's office. It costs typically $1. Your clerk will know what you're talking about when you ask for this. And this allows for you to legally be working under whatever business permits you have, if that's even required in your region or your area. But what it does is it establishes your name so that no one else in town can be taking your name or doing business as your name once they catch wind of it. Now, why would this be important to a person who's doing business online? Well, it's entirely possible that you could be doing business online for a few years. Say you have just a simple eBay store and you have a little moniker that you really like, and people start looking for you, or you gain popularity and you move out into the internet and you have a domain and you want that to be your business name in town. Well, if someone else grabs that in the 3 or 4 or 5 years that you're working solely online, by the time that you're ready to start your business, that might not be available. There could be another guy in town using that name. So the moment that you know you want to commit to a business, you want to secure that by signing a declaration of DBA, doing business as. And the best way to make sure that you're organizing that properly is to simply call up your town clerk, your city clerk, and ask them who's in charge of filling out that paperwork, what do you need to do, and where do you need to go to get those documents. Later on, you're going to find out that that's helpful when you want a business bank account or you want to establish yourself as an actual entity. Very oftentimes, people will take that document as a legal source of you being a business, even if you've just been sitting in your living room or your house all these years.